Okay. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Today is Wednesday, February 26th, and today we're going to have a voting session on all the alcohol bills that we heard last Friday. So I'm going to turn this over to Nathan McCurdy.
So the first item to address is the yellow list, voting list number 6. On here are bills that have a delegation letter in the file. There is no opposition and no amendments to the bills except for changes to the sponsors.
So these will be voted as a consensus calendar?
It could be voted on a consent calendar, yes.
Consent calendar, and in that case, Madam Chair, if we're going to vote a consent calendar, I would like to just ask that Senate Bill 738 be removed from this list,
Okay.
and we vote that separately, that's all.
So we are going to vote the consent calendar minus 738. Any other bills that you'd like to pull out of the consent calendar? Okay.
Madam Chair, I move that we vote for the consent, we move favorable on the consent calendar minus Senate Bill 738. I move favorable.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
And I'll have a second, Senator Ellis. So all in favor of consent calendar less Senate Bill 738? Are we all in favor? Senator Hershey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, unanimous vote. Now, we're going to vote Senate Bill 738.
Madam Chair, I would move favorable on this excellent Frederick County delegation bill.
Okay.
738.
Is there a second for Senate Bill 738? Senator Guile. I won't even comment. Okay, so we have a motion and a second on Senate Bill 738. All in favor? I know there's at least one opposition. There is one opposition, Madam Chair, if you could note that, please. Senator Kramer's opposed. Thank you. He always is opposed to that. It wasn't, that's not a Frederick County issue.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Ready to move to voting list 7?
yep, we're on voting list 7 and back to Nathan McCurdy.
Okay, so on to the pink sheet. The first bill on voting list 7 is Senate Bill 800. Senate Bill 800 establishes an arts beer and wine license in Dorchester County and authorizes the board to issue the license to a nonprofit or for-profit retail business that engages in the display or sale of original artwork and is located in an arts and entertainment district. There are some amendments to the bill, and those amendments authorize the board to issue an arts beer and wine license to an establishment that is within 300 feet of a place of worship or a school if the board receives written consent from the place of worship or the school. There's otherwise no fiscal impact.
Senator Rao moved favorable with amendment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Senator Mount, second. All in favor of Senate Bill 800 as amended? Unanimous vote. Thank you.
Next bill on the list is Senate Bill 802, which establishes a venue, beer, wine, and liquor license in Dorchester County and authorizes the board to issue the license to a nonprofit or for-profit retail business that hosts weddings, banquets, parties, meetings, or similar events. And if the venue is at least 2,000 square feet in size, can accommodate at least 100 individuals, and has adequate bathroom facilities. So there's some amendments, and there's reprints of, I should have mentioned for Senate Bill 800, a reprint before you. There's a reprint for this bill as well that authorizes the board to issue the license within 300 feet of a place of worship or school if the board receives written consent from the place of worship or school.
That's 802?
802, same amendment.
Okay. Do I have a motion favorable on Senate Bill 802? Senator Mounts, pardon me? You move favorable. I need a second.
Second.
Second is Senator Reedy. So we have a motion and a second on Senate Bill 802. All in favor of 802? Any opposed? No opposition. Unanimous vote.
Next is Senate Bill 910, which as amended and shown in the reprint before you establishes a special event venue beer, wine, and liquor license in Caroline County and authorizes the board to issue the license to owners of a special event venue. A license holder must purchase all alcoholic beverages from a licensed wholesaler, and the license may not be transferred to another location. There's some amendments to the bill that strikes language limiting The special event venue license to venues zoned as rural in the bill is introduced, so it strikes the term rural and makes conforming changes throughout the bill, and then also authorizes a holder of a multiple event license to store alcoholic beverages on the premises between events.
We have a motion for Senate Bill 910, Caroline County. Senator Hershey, do I have a second? Senator Mounts. Senator Hershey, Senator Mounts, all in favor of Senate Bill 910? Any opposition? Senator Reading, any opposition? Sorry. Okay. Unanimous vote. Thank you.
Senate Bill 788 is a local bill from Baltimore City. It affects the 43rd district of Baltimore, the alcoholic district in Baltimore City. It adds several Class B-D-7 licenses on various streets within that district. And the awarding of these licenses come with certain conditions they have to meet. The bill is supported by the Baltimore City Senate delegation. The two amendments on the reprint in front of you extend a Class C license for Loyola College.
Motion for Senate Bill 788. Senator Hershey motioned. Who seconded? Senator Reedy. All in favor of Senate Bill 788? Any opposition? Senator Lamb, you okay? All in favor? Unanimous vote. Senate Bill 939.
Senate Bill 939 is another Baltimore City bill. It is citywide in effect, and it also affects the 40th district, which is the district where the sponsor lives, I believe, or is from. The first part of the bill is it imposes a $250 fee for expedited processing of a Class C per diem license application if it's submitted within less than 2 weeks before the event. In addition, the bill requires regulations are authorized relating to the license application process, including denial or revocation of a Class C per diem license. In the 40th district, a Class C beer and light wine license is authorized for Coppet State. A Class C beer and wine license is authorized for a barbershop on North Howard Street, and a Class B beer and wine liquor license on South Carrollton Avenue are all authorized. All of these new licenses come with conditions. The bill is supported by the Baltimore City delegation. There's a reprint in front of you. There are two amendments. The first amendment is technical, and the amendments limit the number of Class C per diem licenses for a person and strike a Class B license authorization and broadens existing boundaries on liquor store operating hours in violence-prone areas.
On the motion for Senate Bill 939.
Oh, it's also supported by the city senators.
Senator Gall, motion. Senator Reedy seconded. All in favor of Senate Bill 939? No opposition? Unanimous. Thank you.
Okay, the last bill on your list is a statewide alcoholic beverage bill. You're going to hold that one?
We'd like to vote that.
Senate Bill 824, we're going to hold it today at a request from Senator Hayes, who isn't here. Thank you. That ends the voting session for Wednesday, February 26th.